welcome back, Bristol Blue. My name is Amy. Thank you for coming back to watch another episode with me and Floss Tubers. This is a channel. I am a cross stitcher, but I'm also a quilter. So I have very little quilting update this time around. So I'm going to do cross stitch first. And I've got some major life updates. I've really tried to get back here much sooner than this again and put it on my schedule. One day I was ready to record and something came up, and so we've been dealing with some surgeries and whatnot. So I'll give you an update on all of that later. So right now we'll just start with my cross stitch updates. I have worked on all 7. I worked on 7 whips. Let's say this. I think I have more than that, but I think I've touched them all except for one. So I will give you, and I've had 2 starts. Nope, 3 starts and 2 finishes. So I will get you all up to date with what's going on currently. So I will start with the first one I've been working on since we last, the video published on the 1st of August, which was a Monday. And I probably recorded it a couple days prior to that, but it was actually got up to YouTube the first, so my computer's a little slow. So here is Jane Hopkins, 1875. I worked on this one, and I am stitching it on, what am I stitching it on? Is it listed? Yeah, Needle and Flex, 36 count Ticonderoga. And I've got a very large cut here. It's like a large fat half, or fat, it's a yard actually, I think. And this is where I got on this. I got to this section right in here and the count was off, so I put it down. That's when it's time to put things down and start go on to something else. So that's where I am on Jane Hopkins. I should have some place to set this stuff. Put it behind here. All right, and then the next one that I touched and worked on a little bit is the Rose and the Giant Pear, 1888. All hands on, or Hands Across the Sea. In this one, I am stitching it on 36 count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. And this is where I've got with that one. I finished the pear, and I started a little bit over here, and then I had to put it down for some reason, a life interruption or something, and then never got back to it. So then I moved on to something else, but I did finish the pear. So I think I'm ready to start with this little creature down on the other side, which I think is some sort of a bug. Where is it? This thing right here. Not sure what that is. I'm assuming it's a little bug. I'm also standing behind my cutting table. You can kind of see some of the quilt projects in the back of the room here. So I worked on that for a little while. Let's see here. Started that one on May 17th. And Jane Hopkins was started on July 25th. I'm going to try to go through this a little quicker too. My mom doesn't like the long videos. I don't blame her. So we're going to try to get through these a little quickly. This next one that I worked on, I hadn't even touched it since March of this year, and this is Teresa Kogut, Tilly's House, this one. So I did work a little bit on this, and I am stitching this one on a Belfast 32 count dirty linen, and I did some more on the borders. I think I did some more of these pink petals. I finished them all across I started them here and then I stopped, and then that was when I last did it. And then when I picked it up, I went up here instead of finishing and going around. But I am working on the border on that one. Then I'll move to the inside. I don't know. We'll see how I do there. So we got Tilly's house, the fourth one in the rotation. And this is kind of the order in which I worked on them since the last video. So next one is Smith Sampler, this beauty by the Scarlet House. This one I am stitching on 32 count cream and sugar. And I did get quite a bit done on this one. I worked on this motif, got the cat done, and part of the basket down here. And I think I remember talking about that spot the last time, and I did use my Tide pen, and it didn't come out. So I'm hoping the stitching looks okay with it. It kind of looks like it's a dye in the fabric, but I don't recall it being there prior to noticing it before. So I will do some more work if I have to, but I'm hoping that the motif that goes in above that, which is the berries and stuff in here, they're blue and all that kind of stuff, so I'm hoping it'll kind of match in with that. The Smith is 1/1, and that wasn't so bad. It's the white stitches that I put in behind it that are a little bit rough. So there's Smith Sampler Progress. And then we've got Cornwall Cottage Sampler by the Rosewood Manor. This beauty. A little progress on that one. I'm stitching it on 40 count Milk and Honey. And I have working my way down the left side. And I did this motif right here. So that's where I am with that. Just love this one. Enjoy 40 count. I really do. I'm finding I really like that a lot. Hold on a second while I don't want my fabric to, okay. I didn't want my fabric to get a crease in it where it shouldn't be, even though I'm going to be playing with it again. So after I worked on Cornwall Cottage Sampler, I was watching some Floss Tube. I think I was watching Teresa Kogut's new releases and stuff like that, and got me all excited about fall. So I decided I wanted to do something small, so I felt like I was getting something finished that I could finish and actually even FFO it, but I didn't get them FFO'd, but I did 2 finishes and they are fall related. One pattern, and it's a free pattern that I got, and these are these witch silhouettes. I'm doing 3 of them, and this one here is from the Little Stitcher, and it's called Vintage Witch, and I'll put a link below as to where you can find this, the Little Stitcher blogspot.com. But that's that pattern. I printed it on my printer, which happened, not my printer, the work printer, but it happened to have green paper in it. And so I did that quite a while ago. And I have that one done. And then I did a couple others. I can't share those because I don't know where I got them from, and I don't know if they're free or not. But this is the Little Stitcher one. This is one of the other ones that I had, and then I started the 3rd one. And by the next video, I'll have them all done, but I'm not sure if I'll have them FFO'd. I want to find some small oval frames and paint them black if they're not already black. Warm in here. And hang them on the wall or put them in a trio on a frame, hang them up on the wall, something like that. But I just felt like I needed to have some satisfaction of a finish. And they were easy enough to work on. So I got those started. And then I have some other schoolhouse Halloween themed, fall themed cross stitches that have these little motifs or these little things along on them. And I think I'll do 1 or 2 of those as well. So I can start getting ready for Halloween that's coming up. The next thing I worked on is my ultimate favorite one, the Tisket a Tasket by Rosewood Manor as well. Just beautiful. This is also on 40 count milk and honey. And I started this on May 14th. And I have gotten this far with it. And I just love stitching on this. It's a lot of color changes, a lot of very similar colors. So there's a lot of stitching and ripping, frogging it out and putting it back in because I put the wrong color in. So my light, I gotta make sure I have better light when I work on this one, but this one here is like one of my absolute favorites. I did put the whole frame in here. However, I did miss a stitch on the bottom on each side, so it's not the right size. So that one I'll have to rip that out and put it back in. But I think I'll leave it for the moment because I'm not sure what I'm gonna put in there. I think what it says is wrought by, or no, yeah, wrought by in the year and then my name. But I haven't quite decided exactly yet if I'll actually do that, but I'm anticipating that I probably will put my name and the year in there when I actually finish it. So, and the last one I've been working on the last few days is Winter Rose Manor. I've struggled with this one for quite some time, and I think I've got an idea back. I've got the ambition to do this again. This one I haven't worked on since May, before I went on vacation to Colorado in June. So I am ready. I'm back in on this one. I did quite a bit of it over the last few days. Let's get this up here. Let's see the whole thing because I'm starting to move on down the, in this one here, what am I stitching this on? It's called Green Apple. And I think it's a 32 count Green Apple by Extru Designs. I think it's Extru. Like I told you before, I'm not happy with the basket. And I think I'm going to rip it out and just make it a tan basket. One of the other colors in here is pretty nice, like a light colored one. But I was working on the house, and then I found it really difficult to kind of leave openings for these motifs that go in here. So I decided to just put the motifs in and then sew around them, stitch around them. And I am doing the sewing method while I'm doing the house. So, but I'm really actually pretty happy with this, other than the basket. The whites just don't show up very well. So I may leave the snowflakes out, and you can't even see them. Barely. You have to be like right up on it. So yep, there we go. We're working our way through that one. So that one is, I don't know, is it about halfway done maybe? Close to it anyway. All right. So those are my cross stitch updates. I'm not ready to move on to quilting yet. I've got a couple other things I worked on. When I was with my mother, we were looking through some of her books. She used to make a lot of these little things right here, and her favorite, she's got like every book this woman did. Maggie, Bonanomi, and sorry for the glare, but there is You know, it's a tomato craze that's going on right now. I fell in love with this little heirloom tomato. So I decided to pull out some fabric. I didn't want to use my velveteen just yet for that until I had done a practice piece. So here's my practice one. And it's just with a fabric that I had chosen out of my stash and pulled that together. And I don't think it's all that bad, but I'm going to do a velveteen one. I just got to go shopping for some. Mom and I are going to go to Country Sampler here in a few weeks, couple weeks, within the next month, I'm assuming. So, but that was kind of fun to make, and it went together very, very quickly. So I just followed the pattern, traced out the pattern that was in the book, and then followed her instructions and made that. And so, Mom, I've got others of these books, and there's some other tomatoes and strawberries, and I'm going to make some of those as well as soon as I have some available time. I'll make some more of those. And then also cross stitch related, because I do make project bags. I have, I'm not sure if I remember if I showed this as a finish, but I made, and I put yeah, I think I did. And I wasn't sure if I was going to actually put them for sale because I didn't think it would fit an actual project, but it does. And I put in this little, it's like one of these smaller little projects. I've got the fabric here for it in a hoop, a regular hoop. Hang on. It does fit also an 8x8 Q-snap, but this one here was a handmade rainbow hexie project bag in Tula Pink True Colors, and I used a lot of her fabrics in there. So you can watch my previous video. I think I may have talked about that, but I am going to actually put this up for sale in my shop. So if you're interested, watch for that. I'm hoping, I didn't work a whole lot this month, and I'll explain why later, but as soon as I get to, so I have to work a lot this next week. So hopefully I've got a few days off the following week, and I'm hoping I can get some of these things listed. If not today, by then. So I'll do that. I think I also mentioned I was working, or I was going to make, using the Nantucket Summer fabric line. Trying to think, Camille, I think made it, but I finished I finished this is the front of the bag. The vinyl will go on the front of this. I just have to go get some fat quarters to make get the fabric pieces that'll fit above and below the zipper. But this is what I made out of that. The little hexie is kind of like a mini grandmother's flower garden. And on the back, I just did a patchwork 2-inch squares, so they're kind of small squares, on the back of that. So this one's ready to get vinyl, but I just need to get a couple fat quarters. And I've been trying to get to my I'll leave this up for a little bit, trying to get to my local quilt shop so I can get some fabric. So I hope they still have something in this line left available. So I just love this one. It's so pretty, so pretty. And so I've also been working on getting another one together. This one's going to be a little bit smaller, but they're all masking taped together. My little hexies are on the back, taped to this thing, so they're all in the order in which they go. It's going to be a smaller bag, but more like a utensil bag or something like that. But I'm going to make another. It'll be a vinyl one as well. So I've got all of that. I just got them all stuck together on this masking tape so I can put them in my little project bag that I carry around for all my Hexie stuff. I've got another Tula one. This one I made a little bit bigger. I made more. So I've got a bunch of these already, individual rows, so I just got to sew all these rows together. I haven't worked on this for a couple of weeks, but I'm hoping to get back to this one here pretty soon. But that's all them, and I just got a little binder clip holding all that together. So that's all in this little project bag that I carry with me and work on whenever I can. And then I'll quickly go through. I wanted to do something based on that first Tula bag and the size of it. I thought, well, since that size works, we'll go just a hair bigger. And I'll make some like economy bags to put for sale. Some of these specialty ones where a lot of work goes into them, you know, cost a little bit. So I decided I'm just going to take 2 fat quarters and quilt them, and no piecing or anything like that, nothing fancy or special. And just do a basic grid quilting and a zipper and vinyl. And so I've come up with another Tula bag. There's that one with the deer. I think it's old deer. And then I've got the peach polka dots on the back. I do have a yellow stripe and a purple zipper. And so these are just my notes as to the size and everything. So when I post it to Etsy, what I put on it. So I'll have more of those, but I've got other themed ones like Halloween and not fall per se, but I do have, you know, some. Here's one Halloween one. This one here is with a Hometown Halloween by Kimberbell, and it's got a green. Sorry for the glare. It's the vinyl, but that's, and these are like 12 by 12 bags. They're not a bad size actually. Here's another one. This one's got some text on it with little bats and pumpkins and little kitties and pumpkins. Ghouls and Goodies by Stacy Estissu for Moda on that one. I've got a couple threads that bind by Blackbird Designs with the cross-stitch fabric on it, and I did this in the back with and I used the same fabric from the line, but it was a stripe for the binding. And a brown zipper. I've got the green one. Got that one. This one. This one's got a little tan zipper. The floral on the back. So whatever I put on the back is what's going to be on the front top of the zipper. I'll do like a main fabric right here in the front. Got some Christmas. And this one here is by Christopher Thompson. It's called Holly Holiday. I've got a couple of these. Snowflakes with florals. And I use striking red and white. Black and white. Stripe binding. I've got this one here is Minnick and Simpson. And it's called Newport. Little paisley. It's the ivory paisley bouquets with a little floral and a stripe binding. The florals on the back. And I've got some more. I've got one that's in the works here. Another Stacy Hitsu. The same text print, but just a different print on the back with a bunch of little Halloween ghouls. And this one's going to have a smaller black and white stripe binding. There's one that has... These haven't been trimmed up to cut yet, but it's got spider webs. A little spider web on the back, and the same like the green one that we had earlier on that one. I haven't picked out the bindings for these yet. This one here, another motif. I think this was the same Christopher Thompson Christmas with the big poinsettia floral on it and a small green and red and pink. And then one with Santas. Well, Santas with a holly berry fabric on the back and a red zipper. And then I've got a couple, I can't think, I don't have them written down yet as to what fabrics these are, but I got the little sheep. Here, I could take the vinyl off of this. But they're the sheep with little flags on them, so a little 4th of July with this pretty little floral that's on the front and back. And there's also a striped fabric that's in the same fabric line that I'll use for the binding. I'm calling these my 2 fat quarter bags. Just a little short one. Here's a blue one with the sheep and the flag on its back with a little blue floral, tiny floral on the back, which is also going to be the front. So those just need to be put together. I'm slowly but surely getting back into my sewing room. So, so that's the update on cross stitch. I'm going to move into my quilting update here. So, and the life update. So if you're not interested in hearing all about what's going on in my life or the quilting aspect of it, anything, this is a good time for you to take off and watch some other floss tubers. But so I'll just move in. So the day my video published, my mother, who previously the month before had retinal detachment surgery, when the bubble was dissipating, her retina dislodged again. So we needed to go have another surgery. So that was scheduled for the following day. We had gone to Rochester and she did another surgery. I stayed with her for another 4 days. I did drops and stuff and did some cross stitching and hexies and hexie work while I was at her house. And then I came home and life was back to normal. And then on the 13th of August, I was standing here getting prepped to get ready to video things. So I was bringing everything in and gonna get it all started. And I said goodbye to my son as he went to work. And 15 minutes later, I get a phone call from a gentleman who picked up his phone and called me to tell me that he had a motorcycle accident a couple blocks down the road at an uncontrolled intersection, and he flipped over the handlebars of his bike. Thank God he was wearing a helmet. Otherwise, I don't know that he would be here today. And broke his collarbone. He was taken by ambulance to the emergency room, the hospital where I work, and I followed the ambulance there, and we brought him home a few hours later. So thankfully, that was the major injury he had was a broken collarbone. However, it was very dislocated. And with the follow-up appointment with the orthopedic doctor, they suggested, because he is also a FedEx driver and he has to lift heavy weights and jumping in and out of trucks and whatnot, the suggested route to go was to actually do surgery to attach this to a plate that would be left in his shoulder. So we did that, and that was just this past Thursday. So today is Sunday, and it is now, August 28th, if I haven't mentioned that. But just a few days ago, he had that surgery, and so now he's on the mend, and I am extremely blessed and thankful that he is still here with us today. Anyway, so we're just going through the healing process, and I do go back to work tomorrow. I have been off and on work for the last couple of weeks, last 4 weeks. Was with Mom, but I did go to work a couple of nights, but I did have to take off a couple of days. So I've used a bit of PTO this month and worked very little, but everybody's doing well. Everybody's on the mend, and my son and my mother both have follow-up appointments on the same day, September 7th, and Xavier, my son, is going to attempt to drive himself to that appointment. We'll see how his healing goes and how he feels driving with one hand. He'll have to get bandages off. ace bandage all the way down his hand to his thumb from his shoulder. So, and then a big bandage where the surgery was done right here. So he's one-handed, and right after the incident for several days, the other hand, this is all on his left side, his right hand was like sprained, and he couldn't lift and open anything, like a bottle of water, drink a glass, anything, eat anything. And so we had to make things really light and make things very easy for him. And I still do, even today, leave lids off of things and cover them with saran wrap or Glad wrap or whatever. So if I make meals for him coming forward, because I do have to work every day through Sunday after this, I'll be making meals and putting them in the fridge and covering the bowl or the plate with saran wrap. So all he has to do is just put it in the microwave and heat it up to eat it. So it's easy for him to pull off and things like that. So, but it's been an interesting ride, to say the least. So I have not done a whole lot of quilting. When I came back from my mother's second surgery, I did get the green giraffe finished on my for my giraffe quilt. I did get this done. Now you'll notice right here the greens are slightly different. That's because I ran out of this green. So I need to go get some more of this green, because I was hoping that that would kind of look okay, which isn't so bad down here. However, there is one small piece up here at the eye which does bother me. So I've got to replace this green, either redo the whole thing with a different green, and I do have another green. So, but this dark green would stay the same. So I've got to redo this. I was kind of hoping this would look okay. You know how they're spotted anyway, right? But I don't like it, so it's going back. I'm going to redo it, fix it. I did work on the Boo Crew pattern. It's a free one by Fat Quarter Shop. This is fun. I really like this one. So I did get this finished, the Witch's Broom, out of those fabrics. And I think I talked about it in the last video. I can't tell you what fabric this is anymore. Can't think of what the name of it is. But I got the Witch's Broom done. I got the witch's hat done. Got that finished. I really like that. I think that's really fun. The vampire mouths down below. And then the second week pattern is the Ghost and the Candlestick. I got that done. And I like it. I think it's looking pretty good. The only thing I'm not pleased about and thinking I might have to redo once I get it all together is that the background has a stripe. And I'm thinking it's not always going in the right direction. See, like right here, it's going this way. So I don't know how much that's going to bother me. So I may be redoing it so that all of the lines go in the same direction. Sorry, my son came upstairs. I don't know if he needed anything, but he turned around and went back downstairs. So I need to pick out the fabrics for the next week, and that is the cauldron and the cat. So I've got to do those and get that ready to go. I do have the purple pieces cut for the next giraffe. Whoops. I do have all of those cut and ready to go, except for the larger black pieces. I have to do those. I did make the pillow out of the Kim Deal Farmhouse Christmas. I did make the sham, put the binding on, and I did put a flap with a zipper in there. I put it for sale, however, I am not pleased that I put a white, all I had was a white zipper that was long enough, and you can see that. Even though it's covered up by this little flap in the back, I'm not real pleased that you can see that. So it does need pressing. So this one might be mine. unless I could take it. I'd have to take all the binding off and everything and replace the zipper, and I'm not sure I want to go through all of that. So unless you think that's okay with the white zipper on there, I might put it on there, just a little discount price maybe, but it is covered. I did get this, I got the instructions off of Aditya Sittar's Pillow Talk book, and got the instructions out of this book as to how to do that. So it was very easy, very simple enough to do. I didn't get too much further with the Kim Deal Farmhouse Christmas Hexie one. I got a couple, I got 3 of the flowers stitched down. I did just a very close, like 1/8 of an inch from the edge, and I did it on a different machine because I did it on the Jazz 2 downstairs, and it goes so fast I couldn't stop it, and I would go off the edge, and so I unpicked it and then brought it up to my Singer where I have a little bit more control over the speed on that one, and that's working out way better. I like that a lot. However, you can see the green. I did a green on the top and a green on the back. No, I didn't. I do a white on the back, but my tension, I can't seem to get the tension just right so that you can't see tops and bottoms threads, especially if I use 2 different colors. A different color for the top and a different color for the bottom. I didn't make too much progress on my mom's quilt other than I'm using the half square triangles as leaders and enders. So the pile is just getting a little taller. No cutting, trimming, or anything like that has been done yet. I want to cut some more fabrics. And I kind of like to cut up all of the gold fabrics to make sure that I have enough as well, so that when we do take our trip, that if we need to get some more, we can do that while we're there in town. So anyway, that's about as far as life is at this point. There's my wall. Oh, I do have the Christmas figs hexies here. I had made this cute little star, and I really like that, and I thought, oh, let's make a bunch of those and put them around the outside edge. I just don't know if I have enough fabric, so that's something I'm kind of playing with, but it's going to probably be the same as this, just maybe a longer pillow. I got to add some more flowers to this in order to make it this, because this is a 3 by 3, so it's 9 hexies. This one here's only got 6 right now, so I may need to make some more of those. But Christmas is coming up, and I kind of wanted to get some things going and have some of those things made, do some table toppers and whatnot too. So, and I also wanted to make that little girl for my giraffe quilt, and I haven't gotten to that yet either. So let's pray that everything goes really well over the next few weeks. I'll get through this next week and work, and then I have a few days off in a row, and I can try to get caught up with some more of those. Get this giraffe quilt top finished here before the end of September, because I do need to have it done mid-November for her birthday. So gonna get that done, and I just want to do this. This is fun. So this looks a little funny because these two also look like they're the eyes and the nose. I mean, so I don't know. I like it. It's okay. It'll work in my book anyway. But thanks for watching and sticking around this long if you've continued to watch. And hopefully I can try to do this again in 2 weeks and have a fairly decent update. I just don't want the videos to get too long. So try to get through them fairly quickly. So I thank you for joining, and if you're new to my channel, thanks for coming to visit with me. Hit the like and subscribe, and we'll grow this channel together. September 16th, next month, it'll be 1 year since I started posting videos, and for a while now it's been like every 4 weeks, so I'd like to do them a lot more frequently. So let's try to get that taken care of. As long as everybody stays healthy, we should have no problems. I love you. See you online. Take it easy. Happy stitching!